mean, I don't think I haven't had an option all day.
There you go.
You
He hasn't
just-
had an option.
Luca Nation, episode 754 of Lucas Tigers and Bronzo Mine.
We started off, Andrew was throwing slabs around. I mean, you just, look at you, man.
I'm about to throw you around.
He was in deal mode.
This was
full
empty
on.
weeks ago. Thanks to PWCC, it's full.
So that's kind of what we're going to talk about here today, right? The PWCC weekly auction and Andrew's ways of manipulating it, Andrew's ways of navigating it, Andrew's bargains. That way you can tell everybody the secrets.
How would I manipulate this? If anything, our content, the number one sports card podcast in the world, I create competition. There's Hootie came up to me, people come up to me, they're like, now I'm looking for those bargain buys, the $0 to $100 cards, the $10 to $100 cards. So if anything, I've created more competition.
Exactly. So normally, listen, we'll tell you cards to look at, all that other fun stuff in the weekly auction. I'm going to talk to you about the National. I'll talk to you about the show. We got the PWCC collectible booth. We've never done this. Look, I got a microphone. It's never happened before. I got a microphone to talk
Cage
to.
is really happy.
Here.
He just pulled the Zach Wilson.
This is the phone.
Downtown.
I did.
What's going to happen in
Talk
a
to
month?
Yeah.
You're going to say you never hit.
I'm going to say, oh my God, I got no luck. I
have
got
the
no
worst
hobby
luck.
luck.
That's
And you'll
what you're
remind
saying.
me that I just got a good hit out of a box. It's true. It's very true.
Thanks to my fantastic question.
That it is. He asked a question. He asked a question. It's fun stuff. And they get a box and we get to open it up. So, guys, I'll do quick reminders. Andrew will talk some strategy. We'll talk about some of the cards that are on
Pull up
PWCC. Go ahead, pull up the auctions. First things first. I usually say this to the end, so I don't know whether or not people, hear it all the time, so I'll start in the beginning. A couple cool functions PWCC has. One, the power buyer function. It's on the sort function. You can take a look at it when you sort by price, you name it. Just hit power buyer, click to toggle it, and what you're going to see is everything that PWCC, based on their appraisal value, is going to say is currently bid for significantly less than what they're appraising it at. The power buy function, basically, I like to call it a bargain hunter, right? It's an easy way for you to just sort cards that haven't been bid past what the appraisal value is, the market value, might be a bargain. So that's one, nice and easy. Second, flash. So you're able to, in the weekly auction, flash something in as recently as this past Wednesday at midnight. So
Think about that, though.
Shoot.
Think about that for our customers. Can you guys hear me? I've
a
never
little
done a
closer.
show like this,
Get a
but I
little
like to lean back.
I
Have
know,
you ever seen
lean
my
back.
show?
Lean back.
Well, think about
Lean
that.
back.
All of the items that have been flashed.
Is that like Fat Joe?
You can hear me? All of the items that have been flashed, I don't think they've gotten any eyeballs relative to what they've gotten in the few weeks
This
before.
week especially,
Correct.
right? It got flashed, it's national.
That's exactly right.
right? People are here looking at this stuff, and this might be a week where, some things are overlooked. Some things are there, and some things, you might be able to actually, are you gonna take that off there?
100%.
Ooh, look at you, man. It's like Bob Barker. Price is Right. You can play some Plinko. I like it. I like a hole-in-one or two.
This is a sponsorship episode.
I like
We
this.
get paid for this.
So?
We have to deliver value.
So I've delivered tips like Power Buyer, Flash in the auction. Now,
They've
Andrew,
heard all that.
You have spent weeks cultivating your strategy about how to navigate the bargains. Give a couple of hints. Give a couple of places where they should look. A couple quick ones. Just turn the camera around. Ken Golden's in the booth over here, hanging out with Ezra and the collectible team.
Well, dude, can I be honest with
I
you?
never see his face. I just see his shirt and know who it is. It's amazing.
Can I be... What I've learned is you have to be nimble in the game because the bargains that happened 2, 3, 4 weeks ago aren't the same bargains now. So I started with
Good
Kobe,
point.
Jordan, Brady, Curry, Griffey. But now those same cards that I was looking at for, maybe 50, 60, 70 bucks are now 100 and 115. And that doesn't seem like a big deal, but that's a 100% increase. That's a 90, 80% increase. So now I'm thinking maybe modern, ultra modern stuff is from maybe 2015 to 2018. But the point is, at least for me, and I only tell you guys what I do, just out of the truth.
Yep.
I don't tell you guys
Cool.
advice. I tell you guys what I'm doing. I'm looking at that 2017 and before.
Okay.
Specifically,
So I have a
Booker.
specific... I was just going to say
Tatum.
Booker. Tell me why Booker. Because you've mentioned Booker a couple times now, and he fits right in the window you're talking about. Why Booker?
Well, he's priced as much, if not less, than Zion and all those guys. But the pop on those years, and not just the pop, the parallels on those years are so much less. Like, you don't see Booker a lot in the show.
Right.
Say what you want,
No,
but there's
you don't.
like there's the pop, but then there's walking around a show and actually seeing how much there is. Every table has Zion. Every table has Herbert. Every table has Burrow,
Yep.
right? You don't see a ton of Book. You really don't. And I still think Durant has a chance to go there. I really do.
So to Phoenix. So your Booker play is a combination of, it doesn't have the pop that some of the more modern stuff, 18, 19, those sets have with Zion, almost, difficult to collect those. And at the same time, also a play on the different kind of exits we talk about, right? Like, you could buy now, and if Durant goes there, Booker's cards might see a 20, 30% bump without even, starting to play, right?
Warren Buffett, Steve Cohen.
Warren Buffett. That's
Who am I?
medicinal for the YouTube family. Medicinal. He's got glaucoma.
You know that Shy episode with Empire is a top?
How could it not be?
People say they were cracking up in their car listening to that episode.
I mean, it's insane.
Shy called himself Warren Buffett.
It was a train
Compared.
wreck. But Booker, I understand. I have one. So let's use some stuff that we're seeing at the show to help folks what they can look for in the PWCC auction and in any auctions that they're looking at, right? So the PWCC weekly auction, we know we have plenty of Booker, so take a look for Booker, for why Andrew's saying. I will tell you, I walk up to a bunch of tables, walked up to a bunch of places. I ask a couple questions. One, I always ask, how's the show? You doing well, buying, selling, what's the attitude of the folks here? What do you got, Lamar Jackson over there? Hey, now.
These are just
Lamar
throwaways.
Hollow.
Who pulled the
Nice
Lamar?
card. Lamar Hollow. We were opening some packs before we started recording, and the attention span is just not there, guys. He's like a goldfish. But so one of the things that people have been asking for, and I've only seen a couple of tables actually have it, and the ones that do are not pricing it cheap at all, Anthony Edwards. And I personally, I don't get it. I know we'll disagree, and that'll make for a good conversation. I don't get it because I don't know who has played in Minnesota and been cardboard relevant. And Minnesota is a place where people go to kind of die in the hobby. And you don't come back from it. Look at Wiggins, who had a better year, a redemption year than Andrew Wiggins had. He started in Minnesota, and he was a stud. He was the guy, and he died in Minnesota, reborn in Golden State, wins a championship, and nobody cares about his cards. That's where I see, as great of a personality, as great as Anthony Edwards, that's where I see it.
His cards aren't cheap.
And they're expensive already. They're priced as if he's winning a championship in New York. Not playing well and having good personal stats in Minnesota.
I was looking at one of his immaculate non-signed out of 10.
Yep.
It was like $500. And it's interesting being at a show because when you have to pull money out of your pocket, it's a different vibe than like clicking a button. I guess this is PWC. This is a PWCC.
I know it is.
This is different.
I'm telling people what we use at the show. What is the demand here? Because that will play out in auctions, in the auctions that play out in the future. So if people here are looking for Edwards, I imagine that Edwards cards will probably start to see a bump because no one has them here. So if these people really want Edwards and they can't find it here, they're going to look in the PWCC auction. They're going to look at future auctions. They're going to look on eBay. So my thought is, before these people go home and they're upset that they didn't get an Edwards and they looked at PWCC auction, we're telling our people tonight, go look for Edwards stuff because that's what everybody here is looking for. And that actually surprised me a little bit. Kind of actionable stuff for the folks in PWCC. Look at the Edwards cards. I'll also say this.
I think soccer.
Shoot.
Well, dude, look at all the kids. There's a ton of kids, and I would say that soccer is, and this is contradictory to what you think, because you thought it was going to come and go.
Yep.
Is that fair?
I did. And it kind of has come and gone, and I think everybody's hoping that the World Cup this year is going to bring it back.
It might not be this World Cup, though. It might be 2026, but there is like this young demand for soccer players.
By 2026, this whole convention could be empty, and it could be just sneakers.
Doomsday?
It's all possible. But I think you're probably righter than you know. And I think this World Cup is actually going to help. But for people who invested in Haaland, it's not. This is not playing. Norway's not there. No Haaland in the World Cup. Doesn't help his cards. And what about Mbappe? You like soccer. He was the poster child for it. He's stuck at Paris Saint-Germain. Signed a long-term contract. That's not a place where you play on a world stage where you have big eyeballs on you. So two of the poster children, the Luka and the Ja of the soccer card market, are not going to be playing on the big stage. Mbappe will play in the World Cup. Haaland won't. But when Mbappe's done with the World Cup, he's going to be playing in a league that I believe has inferior talent. I think you probably would agree with me.
You got my wheels turned.
I got the wheels turned. This is what I do. I don't know anything about soccer, but I slept in a Holiday Inn Express last night.
What makes this episode a little bit difficult for me, Luca Nation, is all of our PWCC episodes, you guys know this, we come to you with like 5, 7 plays or strategies. Yep. I have my cards favorited, bids put in.
Yeah.
What makes this a little different is you guys know this is National Week. If it was up to me, we wouldn't be doing episodes. Cage drags me around like a dog saying, we got to go here, we got to go here, we got this meeting here, we got this meeting here.
Sit.
Yeah.
Good dog. But it's fun.
It is fun.
And I got a microphone. When am I ever going to get this?
When are we ever going to have this production
Actually,
quality?
someone sent me a microphone from the audience, and I used it once and then stopped.
I still think, if we like take a step back, I still think we're in a liquidation phase.
Okay.
I tend to
agree
said this
with
for
that,
a few
actually.
weeks. I've said this for a few months, actually, is if you think about what's happening, PSA's churning out subs. Here the same day, right? For some, they're churning out subs. SGC, 5 days.
Yep.
5 days for our SGC submission. We're able to go Monday, oftentimes pick them up Friday. CSG, churning out
All
subs.
these
And
guys.
Beckett is catching up as well. So you had this run on, the supply run that hit, and where do you sell?
Yep.
We know that all in the last few months, they haven't been selling cards as much. And it's all gone to PWCC. And the issue with that is that I think there's a lot of bargains, but I think right now sweat equity is the play. It's not a card, it's not any of that. Because what I love about you, dude, and I'm starting to develop this, is you have to have a strategy. Before you buy something, it's not even about the buy, it's a strategy.
Yep.
You know, what are you doing? I buy stuff because I know I could liquidate it on Whatnot and get a pulse. And if I buy 100 Currys, I could sell 4 on a show and then to get a feel.
Well, you know what?
Is Curry selling well today or not?
You've become an expert in an area, right? Like, you know, they say jack of all trades, ace of none. You, by buying a bunch of curry, know the curry market, know what should be there. And what's funny is you call me the next week and you're like, I can't do the same thing with curry this week because there's like 10% of the curry cards.
Right.
But I'm going to do it with Brady. And next week, there's no Brady's being sold. So it's kind of watching the PWCC trends, what the cards are there. So, I mean, another fun thing, you can use the sort. Look for your player. See how many there are.
That's
in the
what
auction,
I do.
right?
I did that last night.
Yep. So I think.
Do you buy middle tier? So like there's base, right? So like there's base and silver. But then there's like purple out of 75 of like 4th year.
Yep.
What do you think about that demo? Is that forgotten?
Collectors.
That's not a collector's demo.
It is, right? Because that purple ice or whatever it is out of 75 Prism, somebody's 3rd year, let's say it's Shaq or whoever it is, it's only going to be somebody who collects that person who's going to be looking for that. It's not something that someone's going to bring to the show and flip. Lamar, Optic Hollow, right? How many years?
This 3rd year, 2nd
whatever
year.
No, 5th year, whatever the hell it is, 4th year, who cares?
He's been in league for 5 years?
I think he was an 18 rookie.
Wow.
I think. Right? I think it was, him, Darnold, those guys. Right? But anyway, so 4th year, 5th card, whatever it might be.
Never let Cage break wax. Greasy fucking
Oof.
fingers. Greasy fingers.
So-
Cage is the only guy I know that sweats inside an air conditioning.
I grade
It
lots
was
of
so
tens.
hot outside,
I
we walked a mile.
We walked here after he fought with every parking attendant to let us park here. And I convinced him not to park in the illegal spot that was reserved only for Jersey
It was
Transit.
one of the most incredible
He
parking
got out of the
spots
car
ever.
to try to move a barrier. And I'm like, please, I'm going to worry for 4 hours
Have
that
you
we
guys
are getting
parked around here?
towed.
Or do you get here that early?
I'm like, don't move the barrier. We finally
really?
went right back to the hotel, parked and walked,
That put me in a
carrying
bad mood
donuts.
today. That
By
put
the
me
way,
in a
there's a
bad
fun
mood.
one. The dude buys $100 worth of donuts to give out to our friends, our sponsors. He's going to bring them in here, munchkins, bagels. We walk to the security says you can't bring food in. Our mistake was not hiding it, which is what everyone in this hobby does.
My
Just
mistake
hide
was
it in a
not getting up
box.
earlier. So that's what I was going to do. I was gonna
Early,
get
we
up
were
early.
here at 9:30. Well,
That's when-
and
that's
then we
when-
had to circle for
that's
an hour.
when the casuals get in.
So we stood outside and handed out donuts and munchkins to people, so we didn't have to throw it out. Free breakfast!
I yelled
no one
at
believed.
him, though.
No one believed. No one believed.
I'm
They're like,
leaving in 5
what's wrong
minutes.
with
Come
that?
get your munchkins now.
That's right. We're
That's
leaving
what
in 5. Free munchkins, but only for 5 minutes. I'm
By the
throwing
way,
it out.
incredible sales tactic. Urgency. There's nothing like urgency. Is that fair? Like if
Yeah.
I learn urgency,
You were
crushes,
continuing
it's
to
more important
look
than the
at
player.
tables, and I'm like, we have to be at the booth at 2:00. I made a sense of urgency. That's what it is. I get it. I understand what you're saying. So, what I'm saying, a card like that, if you're a Lamar Jackson fan, you could buy that. You probably buy it cheap. You're not gonna have a lot of people bidding against you. If you put that down at a table, there's not gonna be a lot of people interested in it. Similar to Dwayne Wade, Prism insert, a couple years after he finished playing. Lovely card.
He played in 2013. You don't watch the games.
I don't. I didn't watch the games 10 years ago. That's true. Or I don't remember the games.
Let's talk about our topic. So, guys, this is a fun one. So I bought this card. Oh, they could zoom in. This is incredible. There's so much.
There's a camera.
I'm having a stimulus override. Millions of people, signs everywhere, lights. Everything has changed in my life, guys. There it is. But I bought this off PWCC. So last sale was $750. I got this for $504 with buyers.
That's a bargain.
So
this is a great card. By the way, look, it's the Ben Bowler, Chrome, Gold refractor Juan Soto. And let's be it's out of 50 gold chrome, right? But let's be complete here with our data. This purchase was made before any of the whole Juan Soto trade. He could go to the Cardinals, could go to the Yankees, could go to...
but that's all narrative. Like, that's not real shit. That's shit that we add on as like a sales pitch.
But that's more eyeballs towards it, whether you narrative or not. So
I don't see how trade is even better. But like But the point
Nationals
is,
are horrible.
Here's what I like to do. So you go up to tables and you're like, are you buying? Would you trade? And they ask value. And I think you do this too. Like, you look people right in the eye. You meet my eye line, Jim, And then Jim looks at him right here. And you say 1,300 from the office. And you say 1,300. And if the guy doesn't flinch, at least you're in the ballpark.
Yep.
But then they look up comps. And they're like, this sold for 504. And what if you got a steal?
Done.
What if you got a steal? How do you know you got a steal? Because now instantly you've reset the comp.
Yep.
It's an incredibly frustrating feeling.
That's just one table who just says, all right, well, I don't know what I'll look at the last sale. You paid this. All right, it's only 400. You go to another table, they realize that a card like this that has a low pop and that the story, like you said, the narrative has changed since it was purchased. You are the one who can't sell it now for 500. You have to find somebody who's a Cardinals fan who thinks he's coming there, or wait till he gets traded, or doesn't get traded, or whatever the story is, and you have to hold out for your number on the card.
What do you mean by that?
I mean,
just come up with the number?
Well, what do you think it's worth?
I think $1,300 is a fair price.
So then you don't sell it for less than $1,300.
I don't have that kind of patience.
That's on you, my friend.
Ryan Veras from Burbank had a good piece of advice. He said, look up all of the previous comps before, right? And bring it to a dealer and sell it to them at a discount. And what he said is, you've done the work for me.
That's right.
You've saved me time.
But it's multiple comps, not just the last one, right? 800s, 950, 700. Multiple comps. Not just the one that you bought it for. Because then you have to give these dealers a discount against what you paid. It is a method for losing money.
You were on stage today.
I was on stage today. And now I feel like we're on stage again. This is awesome.
People came up after, they said you didn't talk enough.
No,
what was that about?
One guy. I talked a lot.
What was that about?
One guy was there for the last 10 minutes, and I wanted to close it out because I had a great point. And they asked the question, and they go in order. And I said, I'm gonna take this at the end because I have the answer that will fix all of this.
Well, to the quick
and
question.
He's like, oh, I'm leaving. I saw him walk away. You don't want to wait. You don't want to wait.
To what question?
What can Panini Digital do to make the product better and bring it to the mainstream?
I already know this.
This isn't the PWCC episode. All right, what can
we have none
do?
of the data because the internet doesn't work.
The internet doesn't work.
Ray Schultz pranked all of us. He says, good luck, motherfuckers, for finding parking. Internet,
that's right. You get no
only
parking,
to the dealers.
No internet, and like it. Now go sell. Go make money.
So, I said, let's take the week off. You said we have contractual obligations.
That's right, we do.
And I'm a lawyer and I don't renege. So you dragged me in here while it's mid-buy.
2 o'clock, I'm there at 2 o'clock.
Yes, so mid-buy. So we could talk about a variety of things. What did you say?
I was a little late to dinner last night because I got the dinners confused and I went to the wrong hotel.
With Ed Reed.
Yes, Ed Reed. Loved Ed Reed. So
That's
what did I
kind of
say?
a power
Very quickly.
move, though, by
People
the way,
here are
no?
degenerates. They will chase things. That's our hobby. It's full of degenerates. They're degenerates listening. I am one myself. They gamble. We just watched the deal go on where instead of making a trade 2,500, 2,500, they said, all right, you know what? 2,500, 2,500, $500 cash. We'll roll for it.
Wait, I don't get it.
So they said they want to put more risk on the table, right? So it's like, okay, mine's worth 2,800, mine's worth 2,500. There's a $300 gap here. We'll roll for it. And if I win the roll, we just evenly swap. If you win the roll, I pay the extra $300 to make up for the difference.
That's fair. That's cool. I thought they were doing it like whoever rolls a higher number gets the cards.
That's true degenerate gambling. They just added in a little spice.
No, I like
gamble.
that. That's okay.
They couldn't meet. They said,
That's
all right,
like
the
flipping a
difference,
coin.
we're going to flip.
That's cool. I'm cool
And they
with that.
roll for it. Sasha won again. Damn it. Yes, I just called you degenerate, Sasha. It is what it is. You know you are. I am one of myself.
All right, so how do you fix Panini Digital?
Well,
send everybody a card.
No, because there are degenerates. You don't want to just send everybody cards. You have to reward the people who are on digital. You have to reward people for being on there. So they did this really awesome like Color Blast LaMelo Ball, and it was numbered out of 62 because it was a challenge. You had to do all these challenges. What they need to do is take something that's just going to be digital, whether it's Kaboom, Color Blast, something people like, right? And only do it on digital, and the 75 people numbered Color Blast that have a Kaboom of Ja numbered to 75, you can only get by doing digital, by buying digital, then you send those 75 people to their house a physical version of their numbered digital card. They come here with it, they show it online, they put it on our show, they put it on IG, and they say, hey, I got the first numbered Color Blast or first numbered Kaboom of Ja out of 75. People are like, where'd you get it? Well, I had to complete digital, challenges or whatever the hell it is on it. The next time they do that, there'll be 4 times as many people on digital because they want the physical card. You have to marry physical and digital. People won't just go over. People are creatures of habit. We are physical. We're tied to that physical stuff, tied to the tangible. If you marry the tangible with the digital, you'll
so
get
last
people
night was
to
the
come over.
VIP party, right?
Yeah.
There's a booth by the backyard where you were.
Yep.
The guy had a Jamar Chase card, sick card, Bengal, and they paired that with the NFT. So everyone who got the VIP, the $10,000 thing, they got the physical card and the digital.
There you go.
Is that on par?
That's,
you think they've been listening to our show?
Exactly. That's what they should do. They should. If you have it, send it. And that's it's fun.
You want to talk about the lady in Ithaca, or we're gonna save that to another day?
No, that's for another day.
Okay.
That's a whole nother episode, guys.
Okay,
whole nother episode.
Cage is
Him and
always
some
in the
lady from
weeds.
Ithaca, I don't know what he was doing.
He's always in the weeds. People tell him stuff. I don't know why they tell him stuff.
They do. Because then I can blast it out over here instead of keeping it secret.
How
Just
is it?
tell thousands of
how
people
does it
instead.
feel to become the hobby lawyer? Did you expect that?
Yes.
Where people confide in you.
Well, what happened
They
is
trust you.
I was smart.
They say
right?
this is going to be a quick meeting.
The best priests are the ones who sinned and can try to steer their flock away from sinning. So what I did is, as a lawyer, I realized I needed to be close to a criminal. So take another puff and say good episode to the
That's it? This is
out
like
there.
12 minutes long.
12 minutes? We were fast. We were 12 minutes. We did good.
No. You don't have
wanna
any
keep
more...
go- Keep going.
Do you think the people don't want to recap?
Get the people going. Recap it.
Well,
Dude,
yesterday our comments... Here, I'll read a
20
few.
minutes, man. Again, keep going.
20 minutes?
Yeah. Wow. Normally I'm pushing for the marathon episodes, guys. He's in a good mood today. He didn't even want to come in here. Do you have internet?
Yeah, I wanted to read.
How'd you get
I'm
into
glad
that?
you guys took a break and are entertaining us. Joe, nice try. We did not take a break. I was pushing for that, but Cage did not allow me. No, these are saved. Thanks for
you
the
saved
content.
emails. I want emails. By the way, we are recording, just so that you know.
This is how we do all of our
Figured I'd
shows.
let you know. Well, listen, you talk for 2 minutes about a little rehab. Have you done any deals? Have you had any difficult time finding deals?
I did an awesome deal. I did a really awesome deal. I think this is just like you have to search. And I got lucky. I've been in a search mode until Cage pulled me into here. But some guy graded $16,000 worth of cards of PSA. Tons of Brady's like 2015, 16, 17 inserts, and he got crushed.
Yep.
And he needed to liquidate to pay off the fees in order to... You could pan.
Wow. We're being distracted, folks, by Marino's
The point being is for next week's
bodice.
Whatnot show.
What word should I use there?
For next,
Torso?
For next week's Whatnot show, we're gonna have Manning's, we're gonna have Brady's, we're gonna have a Brady Gold, and I was able to get you guys a Brady 1 of 1. And they know, dude, they had so much fun. Yesterday we had 150 people on our Whatnot stream.
Yep.
It's kind of become this like live that we do, and I really try to buy inventory that they love. I know it's a PWCC episode, but
So for the PWCC episode, I'll spend a couple minutes, and you tell me what you think about these. There's a 2018 Donruss Optic Downtown Gold Vinyl Lamar Jackson Rookie 1 of 1 in the weekly episode. A 1 of 1 Lamar. We just talked about Lamar. 1 of 1 Lamar Downtown. Obviously, I just pulled one. Ultra popular insert. Gold vinyl. Everybody loves the look of the gold vinyl. 1 of 1. Is this a bounce back year for Lamar? I mean, dude wants his money.
I would buy that card.
You'd buy that card.
I ran a gold vinyl Lamar Pop 1 2020. It sold for, it did well on whatnot, $350.
Right.
Just to give you guys real comps.
I'm sure this is more than that. Downtown people love gold vinyl Lamar.
People do love the downtown.
It's one of the cool ones. It's like, you know, it's got cool background, a little artistry on it, little.
I'm curious if people could tell me in the comments, how did these inserts catch on? Because what you see is, if you go back to the 90s, and I've been buying a lot of 90s stuff, is some inserts really caught on, and in a high grade, they sell for thousands of bucks.
Yep.
But aesthetically nicer cards. I mean, even the Griffey.
Yep. Some of them are nice. You can pull it out.
They're gorgeous cards. What was the card that we picked up? Do you know what it's called? The set today?
You have, oh no, you picked up a gold medallion from Select, but there was another one you have two of. You could show it.
But it was $300.
It's weird how stuff comes up.
How does it catch on?
2019 Select Courtside Green Prism Zion Williamson Rookie, 1 out of 5. Courtside Select, everybody knows the design. It's really cool. It's also a much rarer card than Prism. It's a jersey number, 1 of 5.
So Skybox EX 2000.
That's what it is. There we go. Skybox
EX 2000. People love that.
Yeah, of Griffey, right? Cool, kind of like see-through, die cut. It's just not something that anybody's talking about.
Less than $1,000, guys. I think this is one of the nicest cards. Incredibly difficult grade. PSA took a nibble out of the bottom right corner.
So that's 2 guys I mentioned. Zion, is Zion a bounce back year? Lamar, bounce back year? What do you think?
Zion's going to start hot. Zion's a big boy. I think we forget how big he is for 21 years old. You know what I mean?
Yes. And if he comes back in shape, you know, how does he not, right? You got to hear what people are saying. Oh, he's fat, he's out of shape, he can't stay healthy. You gotta hear that. You gotta figure he's gonna come back healthy. One more reclamation project and then 2 more. And we'll so the next one, Kevin Durant. You think he's done. There is another Topps Chrome Refractor, Kevin Durant rookie out of $14.99. Only this one is right in my wheelhouse. BGS 10 Pristine, not a black label, gold. This card price has plummeted like you wouldn't believe. But come on, you want to talk about, it's a numbered staple refractor rookie in BGS 10. Not a lot of these out there. Talk to me. Durant.
Well, at first I was critical of him going to the Celtics, but Celtics have as loyal a fan base as it gets. And KG found a home there. Paul Pierce found a home there. Ray Allen found a home there. I mean, it is a place that if you go and you perform and you bring them W's and championships, you could revive your brand.
Is it tough, though, to bet on it being Durant going to the Suns? What if he doesn't go there?
Well, I think that's the play, though, right? If you're making a bet, a lot of this stuff is bets.
I get you.
If you have a guy like this who may get traded,
you know who else they were talking about trading? Because it's a great segue.
So
I heard rumors. Shohei Ohtani.
No way. That's because baseball's going to die in 20 years. It's the stupidest sport in the world.
If you think about it.
Why would you trade your best player?
Everybody loved that episode.
It doesn't even make sense. Why would you trade your best player?
Because
this guy is the next Babe Ruth. Get him out of here.
Okay, so a couple reasons. Number one, because the team is going nowhere, right? They don't have
you trade your best players. It's like
Trout is hurt. Rendon can't stay on the field. Their pitching is not up to snuff. And like I said in the original episode of our before the season started, the American League East is too good. They still may have 4 playoff teams, and the Orioles might be one of them. Not even the Red Sox. The Orioles are playing great balls. I mean, the Angels are not going to make the playoffs.
Okay.
And Ohtani, what he's doing now is great. I wouldn't buy his cards myself because people are pricing in what he's doing over a career. And what he's doing, he can't do over a career. That pitching and hitting at a high level where you're one of the greats in both sides, I would say a 3 to 5 year window where he could still do it both at a high level. He can still be great after that, but not this, like, something we've never seen again and something we might not ever see again. So I'm not in on the whole, like, Ohtani. But if you're the Angels, right, and you don't have him under control for a significant amount of time, and you're going to be talking about him becoming a free agent, sort of like Soto, and you know that his value is now, because teams know you're not going anywhere this year. Why not retool your whole place? He's not going to win. Let him go win somewhere else. So I think that's the rumor mill. You're probably right. He doesn't get traded, but, you know, they floated out there. Tuesday's the trade deadline because you never know what team might come back. Castillo went to the Mariners, I was pissed off. I was hoping that he would go to the Yankees, but the Mariners gave 3 of their top 5 system prospects for him. Like, they gave really good guys. The Mariners, look, Mariners are going for it, I guess. They have J-Rod, they have some young teams.
Last year you said the Mariners were one.
But they had a couple of young guys that they gave up. Is
Kyle Lewis still mashing?
No. He just won the Rookie of the Year, and he can't stay healthy. I mean, that guy was awesome. Never played AAA ball, went straight to the majors.
Would you be buying Julio?
Not now. His stuff will die down because he won't be playing meaningful games later on in the season. Off season, people will probably be looking for him again. But right now, he's high off the home run derby. We've seen the home run derby, pop with a lot of players. It doesn't turn into anything. Take it from me. I bought. Who won the slam dunk? Who played for the Orlando Magic? Is it Mo Bamba? Did he win the slam dunk or
Aaron Gordon?
No.
Aaron Gordon.
There was another. Aaron Gordon did it too, but there was another guy. It wasn't Mo Bamba. It's another name. I'll think about it. But I'm like, oh, this guy's great. He won the slam dunk competition. I bought like a cracked ice, and he doesn't even play. He's like barely on the team.
Not your German buddy, Moritz Wagner. That's your dude.
It was earlier than that. It was years ago. You go back and look who has won the slam dunk competition, like 18, 19. It was one of those years. Anyway, one more card. This is the hobby darling. Everybody loves this guy. You guys know my take on it. Is where not everyone can be right. Okay. Now, we got a bunch of people who are heavily invested in Zach Wilson. We got a bunch of people who are heavily invested in Mac Jones. We got people who are in Trevor Lawrence. We got people who are in Herbert, Burrow. These guys all play in the same conference. I mean, they all play in the same league. They can't all win. And the amount of money being paid for their cards now, it's significant playoff success has to come in or those cards are going to go down. Herbert's great. He looks like the prototypical guy. If Herbert's your guy and that's on your bank, there's a really cool card on the weekly. It's a Panini Mosaic Gold Justin Herbert rookie out of 10 in PSA 10 Gem Mint. True gold Herbert. It's not Prism look-alike Mosaic, but I mean, you can get it significantly less money than a Prism would be. Interesting thing about this, there's 10 gold, there's already 6 in PSA 10. Because of the pop of that, you might not have a significant premium for the PSA 10. It might be something you're able to grab.
That's actually an interesting one because I was looking at Jamar XRC.
Yep.
$300. A 10, $899. But it's like a 90% gem rate, right?
Yep.
Because they come. Would you buy raw or would you buy the graded 10? You'd get the 10.
I get the 10 just so I don't have to gamble, but I understand what you're saying, right? You could buy. It depends on the discount, right? It depends on who's won it. I'm talking about the slam. It depends on is it 50%? Is it 40%?
Mo Bamba won the.
No, it wasn't. So I'm wrong. It wasn't Mo Bamba. I got the wrong. Hamidou Diallo. It was the Thunder, not the Magic. My bad.
You did not buy Hamidou Diallo.
I did. I bought right after the dunk contest. He was sick, and I bought it was like $22. I bought a Hamidou Diallo auto. I'm like, this guy's gonna take off. He doesn't even play.
Here's the key.
So don't get crazy with the whole home run derby. It doesn't necessarily
here's what
mean.
the audience wants to know.
Yes.
And we'll wrap with this.
Yes.
This episode in a booth.
Marino taking his pants off.
Thank you to the collectible guys who are amazing. Really the kindness of you
These
meet
guys
a
are
lot
the
of
best.
awesome people.
These
I
guys
would
are the
think that
best.
there'd be more street brawls in the aisles.
We
But
got microphones.
did you get a Zion Green Pulsar?
No, that's why I asked you where the booth is because somebody told me there was one in a booth, but I don't see a booth 5022.
That's
Someone
not
might be
how
trolling
addresses
me.
work. Directions, like
Somebody might be trolling me with the booth. I don't know.
so. Someone told you there's a
Someone
Zion
said
Green
there's one
Pulsar.
here, BGS 9.
Are you gonna crack it?
I can't.
Oh,
first
you
of all,
tell Ian it got graded.
I can't tell him it got graded BGS. He thinks it's at PSA.
So if your son doesn't even watch our daily episodes,
Of course he watches it.
he watches it.
Yeah.
No way.
He thinks it's funny. He's gonna ask me what this is though. I'm gonna tell him it's a fancy pen.
Ian, I
You
got
play
you
with it.
all of these packs to rip, but instead your dad is a degen and he couldn't.
But I'll bring you a card home
He
instead.
couldn't hold out. By Luca Nation.
Take care, Luca Nation. Thank you.